Thank you all for joining us. This is the GLP-1 Real Talk Live Weight Loss Panel. And we've got a panel today, and we're here to share our stories. That's what we're doing today. This edition of the GLP-1 Real Talk Live panel, y'all, backed by popular demand. Thank you all for sounding off on the replays and during last Monday's stream, letting us know how much you enjoyed the Q&A session, so much so that we brought it back for a second week. Y'all, every episode of the GLP-1 Real Talk Live panel, friends, is live Q&A. If you're on a weight loss journey, if you have questions because you're just beginning your journey, or perhaps you want to connect with those who have had a lot of success on their weight loss journey, if you're thinking about taking a GLP-1, this is the weight loss panel for you. We're here every Monday, and let's welcome in my co-host. And I have a question for them, because thank you all to all of those kind humans who dropped questions in the comments of my community posts and left me some last week as well. Do you still, let's start with Cara. Cara, do you still have to watch what you eat while taking a GLP-1?
That's a great question. Thank you so much for having me. I'm Cara, and my channel is Be Well with Cara. I have only been on this GLP-1 journey for about, this is my 17th week, and I took my, I think, 15th shot yesterday because I had 2 weeks in there that were a gap, and we'll talk about that. But I am so grateful for this community. It has been huge in my own personal journey because, when you start something new, you don't really know, even if you have the literal information theoretically, you don't really know what it's like. And we've talked other times about how you can hear from doctors, but it's different to hear from people who are like you, who are on this same journey, who have gone before you. And I say a lot, I'm so grateful for all of the people I call OGs, including our panelists here with us too, because you made me know that it was possible. So thank you. Thank you, not just for going ahead of me, but for being willing to share and to give the really honest, really, full story. So thank you. I'm so happy to be here. The question you asked, you want me to answer that now? Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Real
I'll be
quick.
succinct. Yes. Mm-hmm. Do you still have to watch what you eat? Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I'm doing that even more than before because I want to be healthy. I want to be well in every way. So yes.
Yes. Gemini Diva, same question. Now that you've been on 2 different GLP-1s, yes, and I know you'll tell us a little bit about that, do you still watch what you eat?
For one, I'm Gemini Diva, aka Trina. It doesn't matter what you call me, At first, I was on Ozempic. For a year and a half, more the diabetic side than it was the weight loss side. And then I made the conscious decision to switch to Mounjaro. I'm on the 5. I think I'm going to stay with the 5 for a while. I will know when I go back to the doctor. Watching what you eat, yes. Especially being a diabetic, it's difficult because you don't have the hunger that you need. So I will push more the protein and the fruits, just about that. You really gotta watch what you eat.
I agree. As I'm on Zepbound, and this is week 17 on my Zepbound weight loss journey. I am taking the 2.5 milligram dose. That is the initial dose of Zepbound, and I'm taking it as a self-pay customer. And I would wholeheartedly agree with both Cara and Trina. Even on a GLP-1, I am still watching what I eat. And friends, before we go any further, let me say this. We are not medical providers, and this should not be construed as medical advice. Please, before you make any decisions, especially one about using medically assisted prescription weight loss medication, make sure that you do so with the close consultation of your primary care physician or medical providers. What we're doing here is sharing our real life stories. Yes. One thing though that I would say, Cara and Trina, one thing and thank you to all of those who are joining us. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining us. If you have any questions, this is live Q&A. So you give us the questions. We've got a few in the hopper. For folks who chimed in from last week, and I noticed that we did not cover all the questions. So Cara and Trina are going to be helping me to monitor the chat and let me know as soon as you see a question from one of our viewers so we can get it up on the screen. But do you have the same, like, you know, your favorite foods? Mine's pasta of any kind. It's my weakness. Do you still crave those things now that you've been on a GLP-1? And Trina, you've been on the GLP-1s the longest. So let's start with you on that. Do you we say, yes, you still have to watch what you eat, but do you still crave those favorites of yours?
Yes. I like sweets. I'm a sweet girly, cakes, cookies, brownies. I love them. Yes, I went from making, cakes, cookies, brownies all the time. Now I'm just once a week. And, it will last at least 2 weeks for me to eat it. But,
okay.
I have other people in my household, so they will eat it up before I will.
Okay. And Cara, and welcome in, Grant. Thank you for chiming in. Another one of our panelists and friends. You'll be able to connect with all of these great creators and our regular members of the panel. You will be able to find their channel links in the description box. And I'm going to take a moment and get Cara's. We're going to pin it to the top of the chat because she is joining us for the very first time. So welcome to the GLP-1 Real Talk Live panel. Be well with Cara.
Thank you. I feel like I'm always here, but just not in this way because I am such, I guess we'll say fan. I'm a friend. I'm a family member here. So I feel at home, and thank you so much for having me.
Welcome aboard. So the question was, because that was like 30 seconds ago, the question was, do you still have triggers or favorite foods that you crave even though you're on a GLP-1? And remind us again what you're taking, how long you've been taking that, and tell us what your trigger foods are, if any.
Thank you. So I have been taking Zepbound for 17 weeks. I had 2 weeks in there where I was waiting for a different medication that I get a discount for Zepbound with to go through. So this is probably my 15th shot, but it's my 17th week. That's why I get a little confused. So Zepbound. And so, yes, I take 7.5 because I had to titrate up faster than I really had expected in order to address my inflammation issues. I have a diagnosis of psoriatic arthritis. So this has helped with that as well. So as we all know, if you've been taking it for a day, you know that it helps to take down that inflammation as well as all the other great things that it does for us. So, I do still have every now and then a craving, but it's so funny. My tastes have changed.
Yes.
It's amazing to me. So some of the things that I used to like so much, just like Trina said, it can be in the house and I know it's in the house, but I'm okay with it being in the house. And it's like, it's there for whenever I want to have it, but it's not calling to me. And that makes all the difference because I feel like I'm in control in a way that I've not been. And I love that we can still have those things sometimes.
Yes.
It makes it sustainable, to do this. This is a lifestyle. So it's not all or nothing. And that is a blessing. So yeah, I definitely do have those cravings every now and then. And it's fine. If I want to work it into my plan, I'll check and see what I've got going on. And maybe not today, but maybe I can have it tomorrow if I plan accordingly.
Right.
Yes. And Grant's faithful GLP-1 journey agrees as well. He says, he still craves and loves, enjoys some of those same foods, but eats a lot less of them. And so going back to what Trina was saying, you don't have to have it. And I saw both of y'all nodding. foods taste different.
It do.
Yeah.
Your food will taste different. And I think that's part of the medication, and knowing that the medication is working in our favor.
Yes.
And I'm so glad. And I'm so glad that the medication is working in my favor, that I now, before I would eat until the plate is empty, or I would eat until I would overeat. I don't know. Way past full, because I was overeating, and then having indigestion and GERD and stuff. So that is no more. Now I frequently, and let me ask y'all this, because y'all, this is being on a GLP-1 is as much a part of losing the weight as it is a part of learning.
Yes.
Right.
And to eat better. It is definitely a lifestyle change on our road to better health for each of us. But I now have the issue of eating a meal, starting, of course, with my protein, making sure I've got some fiber on the plate, and carbs in moderation.
Right.
I still don't do a lot of pasta because it is my weakness. But now I have the problem of having leftovers on my plate because I am serving myself too much food on plate. Do either of you have a solution to that? Is that something you experience?
I have something, but Trina, if you have something, I'll defer to you, sweetie.
I do have leftovers. I normally would eat leftovers for lunch the next day, so it doesn't really bother me. I've always been the way. It's like I came from a big family, so I don't know how to cook small. So I'm learning how to cook small meals. Instead of that 13 by 9 pan, maybe I'll do an 8 by 8 pan. And I still have leftovers. I'm learning how to cook small.
Yeah, I agree. So I didn't have a family quite as big, but my dad my dad was the cook in my house of origin, and he loved to make larger amounts because he came from a family about your family size. But he also loved that we could have leftovers, as it was a strategy. It wasn't seen as like something bad. So I call it a remix, because that just feels different than saying leftovers. So I literally have on our little menu board remix on certain days. And but my little strategy that I'm trying, I'm not there yet 100%. But what I'm trying to apply is either using a smaller plate. I heard this from somebody else. One of the OGs said this, and I can't remember who to give them credit, but a smaller plate. And also, even if I have the regular size plate, just choosing to take less than I usually would, knowing that I can come back if I need to. But starting smaller is helping me. It's kind of like how people talk about, I haven't experienced this yet. I'm looking forward to it. But when you have lost weight and you choose your clothes, you're so used to thinking larger that people just automatically buy like a larger size than they need. And they're like, oh my gosh, this is too big. So I'm thinking about all of the things that y'all are teaching us. And so I kind of thought of it that way, but backwards with food. Like I can always go back, but what if I don't need as much? Because I probably don't. So I'm going to start smaller, because if I can be satisfied with that, it's a win. And if I have to go back, it's not a loss. So win-win.
Right.
Win-win. Okay, let's do a quick fast round of questions. So just give me your one word answer, starting with Cara and then Trina. Favorite color, Candy K, red, signature color, yellow. I broke my own rule. Go ahead, Cara.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm a painter, so I don't know. Let me see. Probably blue. Yeah, I'll just say blue.
Trina?
My favorite color is blue, but I like green and purple.
Okay, that was a question coming in from Sam. So Sam, thank you for your question. And then here's another question. Quick answer, please. Because Grant says that he injected into his arm again and still getting benefits from the back of the arm. So tell us quickly where you inject your medication each week, Cara.
I typically inject in my stomach, but I have tried all of the different areas. Maybe not long enough. I need to hear more about that because I tried the arms and I didn't feel like I got as much satiety, but maybe it was just that week. Maybe it wasn't really about the arm. So I'm open,
Right.
but usually my belly.
Okay. Trina?
Me too. I'm so used to I take insulin shots, so I take it in my stomach. So it alternates in my stomach. Whichever one I take my insulin on, I'll do the GLP-1 on.
And I am injecting into my belly, and week 17, I'm in my belly. I did just do a 4-week trial into my thighs, and I feel like the food noise,
My shoe.
I feel like it didn't work as well. I just feel like the medication did not work as well in my thighs. And so with GLP-1 use, you are to inject the medication into the fattiest parts of your body. And so for most folks, that is the belly, either side of the navel, about an inch and a half to 2 inches on either side of the navel. And you inject one side 1 week and go to the other side. You alternate before the weekly doses, or the thighs, same way, or to the fattiest part of the arm, which is, the flappers, what I call the babies. Yeah. So I don't think I'll ever inject here because I am a self-pay customer on Zepbound. And so I get vials of medication, and I'll have to pull the vials so that I can share that because they're right behind me over there by the coffee pot. Is my last vial, and I just did my injection on Saturday. Ladies, I've got more questions to put up, but why don't we answer this question? What would you tell someone, because our poll question on the vertical stream and on the horizontal stream, and hey y'all, hey to our viewers, thank you all for coming right on in here. What would you tell someone who might feel embarrassed about taking medication? And GLP-1s now are available by injection, weekly injection, or now by pill, which is taken daily. The pills are taken daily. But what would you tell someone who might feel embarrassed? Trina, I think we'll start with you.
Don't be. It's for you. It's not for everybody else. It's just for you. So if you feel comfortable enough to take the injections or the pill, go ahead. No one's going to say one way or the other. It's about your health. Everything is about you.
Thank you, Trina. Cara, what would you say?
I agree. So what I would say now is different than what I would have said even a month ago, because as I've been researching more and learning more about what these medicines do in our body and why we need them and why they help us, I feel no shame at all. We don't shame people who take insulin or high blood pressure medicine or high cholesterol medication. We have the same kind of dysfunction happening,
right,
just metabolically, as other people do in these other arenas. And this is a solution. And I'm so grateful for it. And so there is no shame for me. And anybody who would make you feel that way, that's about them and their stuff. Because anybody who knows most of us would know that we have thought this through. We've, prayed about it, a lot of us. It wasn't an easy decision to make. It wasn't willy-nilly. So yeah, we just have to pray for people who have a bigger issue with what you're doing with your body than you do.
That just means they're not happy with themselves.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
To make you feel embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I agree with both Cara and Trina have said already. And I wasn't embarrassed to start the medication at all. I was empowered to start the medication because, y'all, I am 50 years old and weight loss has been a part of my life since elementary school, to be honest with you. I was always an overweight girl, female. And women in my family just went from, overweight to obese to morbidly obese, and then even super morbidly obese. So I know that if I want to live better 50 and beyond, I've got to release this excess weight from my body. And then because I'll also be releasing a lot of the comorbidities. High blood pressure, y'all. I've been on as many as 3 high blood pressure pills, y'all, since junior high school is when I first started taking a water pill. Yeah. So I'm now down to 2. Praise God. And I want to release all of that prescription medication that I'm taking. And it starts with weight loss, because weight loss is the factor that is affecting all others. Because I was able to grab this, y'all. My medication as a self-pay customer comes in these little boxes. This is a month worth of medications, and these are very small doses. I'm on the 2.5 milligram dose, and that is what it is. It's liquid. It's a very clear liquid. It should never be cloudy. And I even go ahead, Eli Lilly sends me the injection supplies kit. It's got my alcohol wipes in it. It's got sterile gauze in it, and it has my syringes.
Hold on.
And so I've got everything that I need. We've got some opinions here from Unica's Garden. Welcome in, friend. I'm working, but you saw us on. Thank you for popping on in here. Unica takes Mounjaro for diabetes, and oh my goodness, has lost a whopping 150 pounds in 3.5 years. That is utterly amazing. That is utterly, congratulations, Unique's Garden. My goodness. Congratulations to you, Unica. Now, Trina, our co-host for today, is a type 2 diabetic as well. And she has often talked about the improvement in her A1C. And Unique says that her A1C is at a 5.8. Yes. So I believe that is really ideal, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not a diabetic, and but I've always dealt with this high blood 3 medications, y'all. And at one point, even on 3 medications, my blood pressure was not controlled. Y'all, if you do have any questions about weight loss or being on a weight loss journey, please go ahead and share them now so that we can talk about them. Here's a question for you, Cara. How soon did you notice a difference in your appetite?
It was amazing. 24 hours. Not only did I notice a difference in appetite, but I noticed a difference even in my inflammation levels. I was in the middle of what we call a flare, a very painful joint moment. It can last for days to weeks. And I was in the middle of one, and I was like, I hope this will help. Within 24 hours, both diminished greatly. It was amazing to me.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And you talk about inflammation. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. So I want to make sure that you have time to talk about that, because, friends, I have already had a total knee replacement. I had a total knee replacement at 40 something years of age, y'all. The orthopedic surgeons, y'all, two of them came in the room to see who and what I was as a woman in her 40s, having x-rays of her knees that looked this bad. And so I've had one total knee replacement, and I don't want another. And when you have excess weight, it just wears down the cartilage in that joint. And so, yeah, talking about inflammation. Go ahead, Cara.
Absolutely. So the kind of arthritis that it sounds like you have is osteoarthritis. Am I correct?
Yes, I have osteo.
Okay. Yeah. So I have some of that as well, because I've been overweight as long as you have, and we're only a few years apart. So we've been walking this journey for a while. But on top of that, I have an autoimmune disease that is called psoriatic arthritis. And it is an inflammatory arthritis. So it affects everything head to toe. And it's amazing and terrible. But all inflammation can be triggered and increased by the adipose fat on our bodies. It's like it feeds into the inflammation and the inflammation feeds into the fat. So it's just like a cycle. So I knew that because I can't change one of them, I changed what I could. So I started working on my weight a while back, and I lost 30 pounds doing intermittent fasting. And that also took down my inflammation. And then I fell off during the holidays and regained only 5 pounds. That was the longest and the only other kind of weight loss that I've had that was lasting. But I stalled. And over a year, I was stuck at the same place. So that's what brought me to GLP-1s, that and having a really hard conversation with my doctor where my blood pressure spiked. So knowing that I need to get this weight off of my body to protect my joints, and now I'm dealing with high blood pressure, I was like, I've got to do something more aggressive, more serious. So that's what brought me here.
Yes, absolutely. And we've got folks ringing in doses of Shani. Welcome in, friend.
Shani.
He says that after taking a dose, she notices appetite suppression within a few hours of taking the meds. I would have to agree with that. Grant says within a few days of his first shot, his very initial shot. And Grant has been on GLP-1s for over a year now and has reached goal weight. He is on the highest dose of Mounjaro and he has reached his goal weight. I can't even imagine that, friends, for my doctor to say, you've lost the weight. You don't need to lose any more weight. Y'all, I can't even, I'm on the journey and I'm running this race right now, but I know that week by week, every pound and a half, every 2 pounds that I lose. And I had a week or so, about 2 weeks ago, I lost, I call it a push week. I didn't lose any weight, or maybe just like a half a pound. And y'all, that scared me. I said, is the medicine working? Yes, the medicine is working. The medicine is working.
Would you mind if I say something to that? So I love hearing you say that, because we talk about when we have the big moments of celebration, but when you're like, what's going on? That is really good to talk about, because we're all going to experience that. And I was on the other end from you. So I had to accept that, the medication, one of the things that they say about it, like a win, is to lose 0.5 pounds to 2 pounds. That's what they say is safe and what they expect. So that's not really a stall. That's really still a win. But you were blessed in the beginning to have big losses. So I've only started having the larger amounts weekly. I started out like 0.5 and I was like, I don't know if this is going to work for me. This is not what everybody else is talking about. But it's because the ones of us who might have some inflammation or have slower loss don't talk about it as much. So I'm so glad that you addressed that, because it's really still a win.
Thank you for saying that, because I am thankful for every half pounds. Yes. I am thankful actually for no pounds lost, because I didn't gain. And for years, y'all, my whole adult life, dropped 10 pounds, gain 15, up and down, up and down, up and down. And that I have not gained this weight back, y'all. I am thankful for science. I am thankful for medical research. And even as a self-pay customer, I am thankful for my Zepbound. I am thankful for my Zepbound. Okay. Other questions. Unique's Garden says, reminds us, and it's encouraging us to keep going. Friends, if you have any questions about medical weight loss, y'all, we're going to be here for about another 15 minutes. So feel free to ask any questions that you want. And it looks like we've got G Money in the building. Did I miss G Money? Grant is G Money. That's Grant's name, y'all. G Money is in the building. want to welcome in Jackie D. McKeever. Let me share some of the folks who have been joining us. Good perspective here from Doses of Shani, who has been on Zepbound for a year. Now, Shauna, you have to clear all of this up because I don't know why I'm trying to tell people's story. And y'all, I can't even remember my name sometimes. But Doses of Shani says, I intentionally have slowed my weight loss down. It's been over 13 months, so I had that about right, just a little over a year. And she is down 108 pounds. Yeah, I saw you in those jeans, friend. Yes. I was like, get in, Shani. Still not in maintenance yet, but she's trying to retain that muscle as much as she can. So let's talk a little bit about muscle. Are you, either of you, doing anything specific so that you can retain the muscle? Because on GLP-1s, it's going to make you lose the weight by losing the fat and the muscle too. Okay. So you got to kind of counterbalance that. So what are you doing, ladies, to help you to protect your muscle? Because we are women of a particular age. Our muscles are important to us. And really, that's at any age. But yeah, what are you doing specifically to protect your muscle and keep your strong bones?
Trina, I'll defer to you and I'll answer after.
What I'm doing to retain my muscle is, I just have the 5-pound weights. I pick them up every day. I'm constantly picking up anything with weight on it. So that's how I retain my muscle.
Mm-hmm. So, but with the weights, you're talking about resistance training. Yes. And even at home. Yeah, I'm doing weights at home. Cara, do you want to share or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'd love to. So I use resistance bands and a Pilates bar with resistance bands. I also do a little cardio, but it's the kind that is still affecting it's not just getting my heart rate up. It's a chair aerobics class that I take on Everdance on YouTube. And it makes me sore. So it's building some muscle too, but mainly my resistance is from the resistance bands and the Pilates bar.
Yes. And everyone's congratulating Doses of Shani. Shani, I did not realize that. Size 8 jeans. Y'all, did I ever wear a size 8? I probably was a child wearing a women's size 8 or a Mrs. size 8, to be honest with you, just to be honest. Yeah. What am I doing to make sure that I maintain muscle? Pushing protein prioritizing protein at every meal. Y'all know me. I am a 30-gram Quest vanilla lady. And tell us, Shores, what you're drinking.
This is Premier Protein, 30 grams. It's the chocolate. I like the caramel too. And I also really like Clear Proteins. I don't have any on hand right this minute, but Genius is the brand. And it's actually kind of fizzy. It's a carbonated drink. So if I just want something carbonated every now and then, that's what I go for.
Okay. And y'all, we've got someone who has, again, so many folks who have had such success on GLP-1s. So I would tell anyone, if you are thinking about a GLP-1, first of all, make sure you talk about that decision. Talk about that decision with your primary care physician or with a doctor, with a medical provider. But Doses of Shani is saying to us, reminding us, because she's been in this game much longer than I have at 17 weeks on Zepbound, but she's also on Zepbound, and she says muscle loss can happen with any weight loss journey. So not just a GLP-1. So make sure that along with taking the medication or working to lose weight, that you're also pushing protein at every meal. And that you're also working on resistance training with some kind of weights. And so tell me a little bit more about this Pilates. I'm a plus size lady. So I'm asking, inquiring minds want to know, Cara, how does a plus size lady use a Pilates bar?
Let me tell you, I'm so glad you asked that. I haven't had that question. So I was a dancer, even plus size, from 4 I wasn't a plus size person at 4, but like you, around like the end of elementary school is when I started. As I started going through adolescence, I started gaining weight, but I still kept doing dance. So from 4 to 18, I was a dancer. So ballet was my favorite, but I loved all kinds of dance. And so I still have some of that muscle memory, but even if you've never done dance ever, it allows you to help yourself to balance. So when you hold the bar, which is attached to resistance bands, and at the end of those bands, there's like a little loop where you put your feet in. Yes, so it actually kind of helps you to balance if you don't have a lot of balance. You can also, like sometimes I put it on the end of our island so that I'm holding onto the bar, but it's leaning on the island if I need a little extra support. So you don't have to go from 0 to 100 with anything. I don't recommend that with anything, but just start where you are. There is a way to do everything. Some of the movements I do from a chair if I need that extra support for my back or don't want to, tweak my knees or anything like that. But one of the most beautiful things about all kinds of Pilates is that you can use the muscles to make the movements, and it's a slow, gentle movement. So it's a lot easier to do without hurting yourself. But everything has to be, tweaked to what we need it to be as individuals. But it's doable. It's doable.
Absolutely. I have totally leaned into Tai Chi. Oh. I feel like Tai Chi, if you are a person who has a very sedentary lifestyle, as I do, because I work at home, I work at home from a full-time job. So I spend far too many hours, just like this, in front of my devices, in front of computer screens, listening in meetings, working, but not active. So me being able to use free YouTube Tai Chi videos, y'all, and at 50, there was a car accident a couple months back that, I did. Before then, I was around here saying I'm 50 and fabulous because I did not feel 50. After that accident, I feel 50, and at times my body is wrecked after that accident, that car wreck. But thank God, God spared me and my brother's lives. But y'all, so I'm using Tai Chi. I have a vibration plate. That's a West Coast vibe that is now sweeping the country, and it works, y'all. It works, especially with inflammation. Again, shaking your body down, doing my Tai Chi. I get in there, and y'all, if you've got 8 minutes, if you've got 15 minutes, you can do a Tai Chi full body workout, and done correctly, y'all. I am sweating. My heart rate is up. And I am moving my body. My body is responding. I can feel my body doing what I want it to do, and it feels good. It feels good. We've got so many folks coming through here, and I want to make sure everyone is getting to see their comments on the screen. So let me give you another question to be thinking about, ladies. Let's share out some non-scale victories of late. Okay. So whoever wants to share, and I'm going to be sharing out some of the comments coming in from our viewers.
Okay, I have one or two, actually. They're kind of connected. So, I didn't always like this, but I like to weigh daily because I'm embracing the scale as data, not identity. It's something I'm working on. So, and then I average it for the week to really tell me the story. So as I get on there, it was hard for a while because my thighs were larger. But as I'm losing little by little, every day it's just easier for me to stand on the scale. That seems like a little thing, but it's a victory every day. Like, oh, I'm on here, And then the other one is checking my blood pressure because I do have that diagnosis now. I check it regularly, and I had to buy a really large, an extra large, help me, Lord, what's the thing called? Cuff, thank you. And it was still kind of challenging to make sure I had it in the right place. Now I just slide it on, wrap it, it's done. It's so easy. And when I went to the doctor the other day, the same thing. They put it on really easily. And then my reading, they called it perfect. So all of that is just win, win, win.
Yes. Trina, non-scale victories to share?
no longer walk with my cane. So,
Awesome.
yes. I have it there as a support mechanism at first, but now it doesn't even leave the house. So that is a victory for me.
That's a huge victory.
Yes. I purposely bought smaller clothes. Um, like I have one t-shirt in there that's an extra large. And
Oh,
I
wow.
just happened to try it on and I was like, wait a minute, this is actually fitting. I'm not even in the 3X. I was like,
Congratulations.
Wow.
wait a minute. So
Amazing.
yeah, those are a win for me.
That's awesome.
Those are wins. Those are wins.
Mhm.
And friends, I have a good something good or sad to report. You tell me. I have clothes in probably 3 distinct sizes in my closet because of gaining weight over the years. And so I cannot wait because it's time for me to really pull out the summer wear and see what I can get into because those are clothes in smaller sizes for me. So, and I now have a sewing machine. My sister sent me a
Oh,
sewing machine for my birthday back in October, and I've never opened it. So I'm going to be taking up clothes because I refuse at this moment
yes.
because I have so much more weight that I want to release from my body forever.
Yes.
Body, are you hearing me? I want to release you from my body forever. And I'm going to take them up. I'm going to take my clothes up, and y'all, I've been washing everything in hot water in the washing machine, and it's very high heat, hot dryer. It does work. It draws
Yeah.
up your clothes. Do you all? Speaking of which, side effect with the weight loss, I am all. Do y'all see? I have a short sleeve shirt underneath this, and a jacket because I'm in the house. Y'all, the heat, the not the heat, but the AC, the central air is like on 75 or 76. I'm always cold. Are you all cold? I'm 50 years old, so normally it's a hot flash.
That's what I was
Yes.
going to say. I
Yes.
am sometimes, but I also have my own personal summers because I'm 51 and I have hot flashes. But when I'm not having a hot flash, I'm usually a little chilly.
Okay, and I
Yeah.
think my doctor said it comes with the weight loss. It's
Yeah.
It do. It comes with it.
Now, this is a funny one. This is what my doctor said when I said I'm always cold, and I thought it was just my, I take medication, iron as well because I'm anemic, and as a lady, that's pretty common. And he said, well, yeah, your anemia, but that's ongoing. But if you're noticing being more cold or having sensitivity to heat and cold, kind of this is what he said, male doctor now. He said, well, it's kind of like this. So it's like having on a big old fur coat. And that would be
Great
all the weight.
day.
And then you take that coat off.
Oh,
Well, yeah. I said, well, did he just call
thank
me
you, sir.
an animal, a bear, or something? What how I feel after that? All I could do was say, well, I do. That did make it real plain for me. Yes, yes. I understood what
That's
he was
funny.
saying. Jackie D. McKeever says that menopause, you can have hot and cold flashes. Yep,
Oh,
I do. I do
Yes.
get hot and cold flashes. And y'all,
wow.
I am not perimenopause. I am it. Yeah, I think I'm oversharing here, but I am in menopause. They've done there's a blood test and everything to check your hormone levels. So I do know about heat sensitivity to hot and cold during perimenopause and with anemia.
Yes.
But I'm telling y'all, I'm just consistently cold until those hot flashes hit me at night.
Me too. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, we're getting ready to come down from this place. So many folks are streaming through the chat. And question, let's do one last question. And then y'all, would you ladies both tell me too, as you answer this question, what's coming up next on your channel, if anything, and just, shoot your shot. Tell us a little bit about your channel so that folks can connect with you after this live stream. How do you know whether your dose should be increased? Because Cara, I know you said you went up to, remind us again.
7.5. I'm on 7.5 milligrams. Yes. So I think we definitely have to always stay in alignment and in tune with our doctors. I think that is very wise, because there are all these different things that are going on as our bodies are kind of settling into this process. And so for me, my doctor knew that one of the biggest issues was my inflammation. And that's why he encouraged me to do it in addition to the weight that I needed to lose. So because we were attacking and trying to lower that inflammation, when it was definitely changed, it just wasn't changed enough. So that's how we knew that I needed to try a higher dosage. My doctor, I'm very grateful. He went before me and he actually took Zepbound and lost 100 pounds over a year.
Oh, yeah. That's so good. That's wow. Yes.
Yeah. So he told me which one he suggested that I took based off of his personal information and experiences, but also what he's seen with other patients.
And which medication was that?
Zepbound.
Zepbound. Yes. My doctor, and I have friends who are in the medical field, and they all said, don't let them give you anything but Zepbound.
Yes.
Yes. That's the research says that it has shown to give them the most weight loss. We're going to pop it over there to, we'll be back, Cara, to see what you're doing on your channel this week. But Sandra James is asking, and she had this question earlier, so thank you for chiming back in. And we'll throw this one to you, Trina, as a type 2 diabetic. Tell us a little bit more about A1C and as a type 2 diabetic.
Well, when I first started, my A1C was at 17.
Whoa.
That's horrible. I got all the way down to 6.3. The last time I checked was back in February. It's at 6.3 the medication.
Congratulations. That's a big scale, non-scale victory.
Thank you. I mean, it took years. The medication helped. I mean, the medication is a helper. Yes. You know, it's not what you call it, the main form.
Right. Yes.
To losing
17 down to 6.3. Praise God for that. Praise God for that. And for your Mounjaro. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because
go ahead.
Mounjaro and Ozempic are more for diabetic side, as my doctor explained it. Then it comes to weight loss. Okay. So I'm not really looking to like lose the weight. I mean, yes, it's coming off,
but you're losing it, friend.
It's more to help me manage my diabetes, and I'm managing it well.
So, are you feeling better, Trina?
Yes, I'm feeling a lot better.
Yes.
You know, I no longer use my asthma pump, so I'm completely off of asthma. My sleep apnea has went down. I mean, it's all about the weight. So
yeah, it's not just the weight; it's all the comorbidities that go with the weight. Yeah, Cara, tell us a little bit about what's going on your channel. Got a minute to win it, friends.
Okay,
I've had physical therapy today.
Okay, so my whole journey is really about encouraging us to be well in every way. Weight is just one portion of our wellness because it's just dealing with the body. And even when we think about that, there are so many things that are involved in causing us to be at this place where we need to lose weight in the first place. So I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm loving doing that with all of you. I'd love to have you join me.
All right, friends. And keep talking, Cara. Tell us what's going on your channel.
Great. I just didn't want to, take up too much time. I'm happy to. Yeah. So I am loving all things wellness. And one of the things that I've noticed a lot of us talking about being concerned about as we're losing this weight is some of this skin and all the different things going on. So one of the things that I do in our regular life is I'm also a hairstylist and a master cosmetologist. So I know about a lot of things, hair, skin, all of that. So I'm going to be sharing some things that I'm doing to help my own skin and like face, body, everything. And I'm still kind of deciding how to exactly do that, how we'll roll it out. But just if you want to share in the chat what things you'd be interested in learning, I'm definitely attacking this little area right here, right now. So I'll be sharing what I'm doing and what you can do at home to take care of those things as well. But I talk about spirit as well. So body, mind, emotions, and spirit. So you might get a song, you might get prayer, because I'm also a singer-songwriter and I'm also an oil painter. So sometimes I share my art. It just depends on what's going on. I'm just sharing this life with you and I'm becoming well with you.
Yes. And so on my channel, thank you for sharing all of that. Be well with Cara. And I'm totally, I need help with hair. I need help with, putting on makeup, y'all. That was something new for me on my channel. I released my 3-minute no makeup routine with three themes, y'all, and they're right here next to my device here. It's a little concealer, some lip gloss, and some lip balm, tinted lip balm. So I need a lot of help with that. Yes. So that's why I subscribed to Be Well with Cara and also to Gemini Diva 79. Gemini Diva, it sounds like grandbaby is with her, and I love that for her.
Yes.
Gemini Diva, you want to tell us a little bit about your channel, what you got going on over there?
Well, as right now, for my mental health, I'm still breaking. I'm going to get back at it soon. I'm coming up with newer recipes. I think I'm going to do the red velvet banana pudding. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because I've been craving it a lot lately, so I might end up making it.
Okay. And I was able to, during that time, I was able to get Be Well with Cara pinned to the top of both the vertical and horizontal stream, because I will get her over in the description box. But if you want to connect with Be Well with Cara, go ahead and click her link. It is pinned to the top of the comments on both sides. So we want to say thank you to all of those kind viewers who are joining us on the vertical stream. Hey, y'all. Hey. And y'all, it looks about like a 50% or so of those who have joined us today are actively taking GLP-1s. So that means that the other folks might be supporting someone in their family or in their village who is taking a GLP-1, or maybe they're just interested in it, thinking about it, interested in it. And y'all, if you're on the fence, I would say take it. Cara, what would you say?
I would say run to your doctor and talk about it, because there's nothing that I could imagine that would need to hold you back.
Right.
Yes. And Cara, and Trina, what would you say?
I will say just do your research, talk it over really and fully with your doctor, see if it's right for you. GLP-1 is not for everybody.
Yeah, this is true. Seek medical advice, but I say go for it. Go for it. You are worth it. Y'all, we're out of here. Thank you all for joining us for the GLP-1 Real Talk Live Monday panel. We'll be back next week. I look for our thumbnails. Goodbye for now.